Hey, all, Rodney Jones, Defending the Faith here. Hope everybody's doing good tonight. I'm still working the night shift for another 3 weeks. Woohoo! No, not really. Not no woohoo. I'm ready to be done with this. Get back on day shift, but it's getting ready to happen. I had a coworker come up to me the other day and told me about some birds that fell out of the sky. Asked me if I had seen the footage. And I said, no, I haven't. He goes, that's biblical and birds fall out of the sky. We're in end times and all. I'm like, well, where'd you hear that, the Bible speaks of birds falling from the sky? And he goes, I'll show you. And I come inside with him and he played this guy that was like giving a prophecy, talking about birds falling from the sky. And it was in First Thessalonians. I think it was, I can't remember, dang. And I was like, I don't think that's, he played it for me. I said, I don't think that's the scripture, the way it's talking about birds falling from the sky. I said, matter of fact, I think I read that in some writings of Nostradamus years ago when I used to study and read books from that Nostradamus writings, that I don't believe, but he spoke of birds. He spoke of, you don't want to be pregnant and be on flight at that time. Bible doesn't speak about being in flight because we didn't know about airplanes and they didn't know about airplanes. How Nostradamus would know that, I don't know. But I don't pay attention to all that stuff now. But I went and watched the video of the birds falling out of the sky. I could tell right away that it was like something, there was some predators or something chasing these birds, and they maybe got disoriented. And a bunch of them came to the ground. Some of them hit the ground, died. Many more, look like thousands, just flew away. So this young man always brings this stuff to me and says this stuff in times, and I know war now, we're Russia and war with Ukraine, everybody's talking we're in the last days. Hey, that's fine, but not, everything that happens is, showing that we're in end days. We've been in the last days probably since 1948, or even when Jesus went to the cross, When it happens, we don't know. That's not what my concern is. As you know, I say there's work to do. If you just want to talk about end times, are you just trying to scare people to get saved? But what I'm wanting to say is be careful what you listen to. This young man's listening to these prophecies that don't even match up with scripture. These guys online, you got to be very careful what you hear online. You got to go compare it with the scripture. The scripture in First Thessalonians didn't talk about birds falling from the sky. It talked about being pregnant in that time, and it was talking about tribulation. So you got to be very careful what you hear. Go compare it. Because I see a lot of things where people will post scripture, or it's a meme, it's got scripture, and I'll go look the scripture up and it doesn't even say anything close to what they put up. So be very careful with that, and be very careful because a lot of that stuff comes from writings of Nostradamus. People don't realize it. You have to compare the scripture. But also, like I said, end time stuff, I'm not one that listens to a lot of that. I have friends that contact me about that stuff all the time, and that's not my concern in this lifetime, because that's not what I was put here for. I was put here to share the good news, to love others, and do for others without expecting anything back. That's how we lead people. We tell them the gospel, and if God allows them to respond to it, then they're going to respond to it. We're just vessels that are used to spread the word. We can't save anybody. God has to do that. He is the one that extended grace to us. If you add any works to it, then it's not grace anymore. It's about you and what you do. Your works can do nothing, but we are saved to do good works. So I know there's a lot in this video. I get way off on different things, but just be very careful what you listen to. Compare it to what you see. Compare it to the actual scripture. All right? God bless y'all. I love y'all. Have a great weekend.